Hello and welcome. I'm Cheryl. This is Your Journey Yoga. Thank you for joining me today. We are going to just get a really nice full body cleansing and awakening and calming flow going. Something if you are shaking out some kinks, if you've had a stressful day or stressful days in the past, just a really nice way to get rid of any and all of that negative energy. So free your mind, put a smile on your face whenever you can. Breathe just as deeply as you can. Your breath, guys, is one of your greatest tools in helping you to bring yourself back to balance, to find that peaceful place in your head and your heart, and allow your body to thrive. Okay? All right, you guys, a seated position, one that feels right to you, cross-legged if that's okay. Otherwise, just find a place that feels all right. We're going to roll those shoulders up and back and let the shoulders just gently slide down and away. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, gently release the chin towards the chest. And as you exhale, roll the head to one side. And then back through center to the other side. Just gently rolling side to side. Controlled. So we're not letting momentum take the head. If you feel that you need to stay for a moment on one side, feel free. We will stay there for just a moment. We're going to do one more side each. Shoulders are down and away, and we're just breathing slow and steady. Now this time, as you roll the head, doesn't matter which direction, allow the ear to come towards the shoulder. Now your hands can stay resting on the knees, or if it feels okay, bring your hands to the floor on either side of your hip. And just let that head be heavy and feel the stretch all the way down that long side of your neck. Can you sit up any taller? Can you breathe any deeper? Now as you exhale, gently bring the chin towards the chest. Keep those hands by the hips if that's okay. If they're still resting on the knees, that is perfectly fine. Can you sit up any taller while you draw that chin down towards the chest? What do you notice in the neck, in the spine? Are you holding tension? See if you can't let a little bit of it go. And as you exhale, roll your head to the other side. Again, doesn't matter which direction, doesn't have to be the same as I am. Ear right over the shoulder. Jaw soft, eyes softly closed. Again, if you need to shift those hands to the tops of the knees, that's a little less intense. Otherwise, those arms are long down by your sides. And just notice, does this side feel different than the other side? And as you exhale, release the chin back towards the chest. Inhale, head up nice and tall. Let's bring the hands forward and walk the hands out. Now, if you're not in this cross-legged position, perhaps come to one now as we walk those hands out. And just relax the weight of the upper body down. Now this is one of my favorite stretches when my lower back is tight. Honestly, it's one of my favorite stretches even when my lower back isn't tight. But it's one of those that gets into my hips. You'll probably feel that as well. And just the body weight helps to let go and to lengthen through that spine. And let's inhale, lifting just slightly. We're going to walk those hands out to the right. Reach to your left fingertips and press that left hip towards the floor. Allow your head to be heavy. So as we press that left hip towards the floor, you're going to feel this deeper stretch down that left side and that lower back. All the way up through the ribs, the waist, out to the tips of the fingers. Now let's take that left arm up and over as you open the tummy and chest towards the front of the room and you gaze towards the sky. Now you're welcome to come up or stay up on the palm of the hand or come down onto that right forearm. We really just want to make sure that we're not lifting that left hip. We want to keep it pressing towards the floor so we get that long stretch. Now give that left shoulder just a little roll back and maybe turn your gaze towards the floor with a little tuck of your chin towards that right collarbone. So we're getting that stretch for the neck as well as through that lower back, as well as through the torso and the hip. As you exhale, slowly release the tummy and chest back to the mat. Nice big deep breaths. Just letting go of tension. Feel that length. Inhale, lift just slightly. Walk your hands back through the center and reach out as far as you can reach. Notice if you can reach any further. Maybe there's not quite so much resistance in your back. That's a beautiful thing. And let your head be heavy. So if today is one of those days where your back is like loosey-goosey and feeling fabulous, oh my goodness, relish that. What a gift. Inhale, lift just slightly, and let's walk the hands out to the left, reaching through the right fingertips, pressing that right hip towards the floor. Long stretch all the way down. Now we want to keep that right hip glued to the mat. How does it feel on this side? Same, different, better. And we take that right arm up and over. Keeping that right hip pressing towards the floor, really reach through those fingertips. Again, you can stay up on the palm of the hand or come down onto that forearm. We just want to make sure that we haven't rolled over onto that left hip, that right sit bone is still connected to the floor. Can you roll that right shoulder back anymore? Now slowly turn your gaze towards the floor with a little tuck of your chin towards that left collarbone. So functional stretches, guys. We want to be able to keep that spine flexible, limber, strong. Keeping space between the vertebrae so that we don't pinch nerves, that we don't pinch discs. So important. As you exhale, releasing the tummy and chest back to your thigh. But be kind. So if on those days where your back is like, oh, no, please don't do that to me. Listen, go very gentle. Be kind. Inhale, lift just slightly. Walk your hands back through the center and release the weight of the upper body back down. Now just kind of notice how you're feeling. Give a little press with that tailbone back towards the mat, a little tuck of your chin towards your chest. Can you feel those muscles all the way through your back, down into your waist, into your bottom, and into those hips? What a beautiful thing, being aware. Inhale, circle those arms back by your hips. Big circle of the arms overhead as you hinge up tall. Now bend that left elbow, bring your hand behind your head, right hand to the elbow, and gently press. Chin staying off the chest. Now this might be as far as you go. This is awesome. It's a beautiful stretch for your shoulder, for your tricep. I want you to really focus on staying long through the spine. Can you feel how that engages your core? Yes. You can close your eyes if you like. If you have the flexibility and the mobility in the shoulder, we're going to circle that right arm around behind you. Can you lock your fingertips? So when I say lock your fingertips, if you can't, and you really want to bring that arm around behind you because you think it's going to feel good through the front of the shoulder, if you have a strap or a towel, grab that in the top hand and drop it down to the bottom hand. But you do not need it. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, gently lean to the right, just a little bit. We don't want those hips to lift. We want to keep those sit bones connected to the ground. Feel the strength in the core that's keeping you balanced and steady. Inhale it up, nice and tall. Release the hands, extend left arm and the right. We bend the right elbow, left hand to the elbow, and gently press. Chin staying off the chest, spine nice and tall, core engaged, and breathe. You can close your eyes. We're working to let go of tension in the shoulder, the neck, stretching that tricep. Circling that left arm around behind. Can you find your fingertips? Now, oftentimes you're able to maybe on one side and not so much the other because we don't hold our tension or the tightness evenly throughout the body. So as you move through your practice, it does not have to be matchy-matchy. You're gonna find kind of your edge, if you will, where you are working, but you are able to breathe slow and deep. Now take a big breath in, and as you exhale, lean to the left, just a bit. Keeping those sit bones towards the floor. You can close your eyes. I just want you to be present right here within the four corners of your mat. Inhale it back up. Release the hands, extend right arm and the left. As you exhale, let's flow forward and come up onto all fours to tabletop. Hands are shoulder width apart. Knees are hip width. Core is nice and strong. We're going to inhale and extend left arm and right leg, lengthening and reaching. Now there's this tendency to allow that big arch in your back. I want you to kind of do a little bit of a pelvic tilt and see if you can't reach in a horizontal line. Now point your toes as hard as you can point. Reach to those left fingertips and lift out of that right shoulder. This is your spinal balance. Breathe. Core is strong. Now flex that back foot and press through your heel. Do you feel how that intensity changes? It's just that beautiful stretch through the calf, activating those hamstrings and your glutes. Are your hips side by side? We want them side by side. And release. Center your weight. Core is strong. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Extend them out. Keep those hips square. Lengthen and reach through the fingertips. Core is strong. Now make sure that you're still strong through the core and that little bit of a pelvic tilt. Nothing major, guys, but we just want to make sure that we're not arching the back. Breathe. Can you feel those glutes? Can you feel the hamstrings? We're working on. Now add a flex to that foot and feel that stretch in the calf. That length all the way down the back of the leg, and now you're activating through the front of the leg. Breathe. Are you lifting out of that left shoulder? As you exhale, release it down and sit it back to child's pose. Extend those arms out. Rest the sit bones back towards your heels. Forehead towards the floor. And just breathe. Take a moment, 2 or 3 breaths to just quiet. Now let's bring the forearms to the mat and bring the palms to touch. Spread your fingers wide so we're activating through the hands. Those elbows are shoulder width apart. We're going to lift the forehead, tuck the toes, and press and lift your hips to the sky. Coming up to Dolphin. So the palms are just gently touching. The heels are gently working towards the mat. Soften your face. You can close your eyes if you like. We bend the right knee, left heel presses towards the floor, just for a deeper stretch down the back of that left leg. Weights evenly distributed between those elbows and forearms. Switch sides, left knee bends, right heel down. As you exhale, let both heels sink. Let's take a giant step back with one foot and then the other. And we're going to inhale, leveling out into Dolphin plank. Shoulders kind of right over those wrists. We lift out of those shoulders. You are welcome to come down onto your knees. Core remains strong. Breathe. Find your breath. Now, if you're on your knees, stay there. If you're on your toes and you wish to do so, we're adding a challenge here, keeping those hips from rocking. We're going to keep those hips side by side. We bend the right knee and extend. Bend the left knee and extend so those hips are not rocking. We are solid throughout the upper body, lifting out of the shoulders, strong through that core. Really draw that belly button in and up, and we're just alternating bending knees. Now you can do a couple and then just hold your Dolphin. You can be on your toes for a little bit and then come down onto your knees. Last one, each side. Lift those hips. Walk your feet back in to Dolphin. And allow those heels to sink. Breathe. As you exhale, release the knees to the mat, palms to the mat, hands shoulder width apart. Extend those arms, lift your hips to downward facing dog. Hands shoulder width, feet hip width. Head heavy, face soft. We're going to inhale and bend the knees, drawing the tummy towards the tops of the thighs. And then as you exhale, extend those legs and press the heels towards the floor. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Exhale and press it out. One more time. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the heels. Tummy and thighs gently touch. And exhale, extend it out. We inhale it to high plank. And exhale it back to down dog.
One more time, inhale it to high plank. And exhale it to down dog. We shift our weight to our left foot, right toes to the sky. Add a flex of that right foot, a bend of the right knee, and draw your heel towards your bottom. And then as you exhale, extend that leg. Inhale, bend the knee, draw the heel towards the bottom. Exhale and extend it, keep that foot flex, reach to the ball of your foot. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, press it out. Take a big breath in here. And as you exhale, sweep that right foot through. Back knee down if you like, otherwise knee is off. Left hand to the inside of the right foot. Rotate your body and extend right arm to the sky. Reach it up as high as you can reach. Find your breath. Spread your fingers. Breathe. Now let's slowly lower that right arm straight back. Palm open towards the side of the room. Now turn your palm towards the floor, slice through the air. Reach out towards the front of the room. Lengthen. Look straight ahead with your gaze. Now again, inhale, lift that right arm. Follow your gaze to the sky. And exhale, slowly release your hand down. Holding in your runner's lunge. Find your breath. Slow it down. Bring both hands to the inside of your foot if that feels okay. Breathe. Bring that back knee to the floor, top of the foot to the floor, and let that right knee just gently roll out. Just a bit, only what feels good. Shifting your weight to your left hand, right hand comes to the inside of that right knee and give it a gentle press away. Rolling those shoulders and taking your gaze out over that right shoulder. Find your breath. Inhale, come back to center. Place that right hand to the mat. Draw your right knee back in. One hand on either side of your foot. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, sweep it back. Extend right leg to the sky. Now we can keep that right leg high, or you're welcome to release it down. Holding your down dog, or inhale it to high plank. Leg up or down. One push up. And again. And one more. Release your foot, lift your hips to down dog, and gently sway your hips side to side. Nice big deep breaths. We come back to center, shifting our weight to our right foot, left toes to the sky. Go ahead and open up those hips. Lift that left leg just as high as you can get it. Add a flex of that left foot. As you inhale, bend that left knee. Draw your heel towards your bottom. As you exhale, extend the leg. Reach out through the balls of your feet. Inhale, draw the heel towards the bottom. Exhale, extend that leg. Inhale, draw it and bend that knee. Exhale and extend. Hold here. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, sweep that left foot through. Right hand to the inside of that left foot. Back knee can come to the mat if you like. Rotate your body and extend left arm to the sky. So rotating as much as you can, working to stack the shoulders, to stack the arms. We lengthen and reach out of those fingertips. Find your breath, promoting flexibility of the spine, the hip, the groin, those hip flexors. Strong through the belly. Now slowly inhale, reach, and as you exhale, lowering that left arm, palm open towards the side of the room. Now rotate your palm towards the floor, slice through the horizon. Reaching out, follow with your gaze. Looking forward out towards the base of your thumb. Now follow with your gaze as you inhale and lift that left arm back to the sky. And exhale, slowly release that left hand down. We come back to our low lunge. Bringing both hands to the inside of the foot if that feels okay. Breathe. Just let your body have a chance to really figure out what it feels like to be in this pose and to not just be on guard, but to allow yourself a couple breaths for the body to go, oh, okay, I get it. Now release that back knee down, top of the foot to the floor. We're going to let that left knee roll open. So kind of rolling over to the outside edge of that left foot. Now if it feels okay to you, shift your weight to that right hand, left hand to the inside of that left knee, and give it a gentle press away. So we're lifting out of that right shoulder, rotating through the spine, taking your gaze out over that left shoulder. So now just checking in. What do you feel? Hopefully it feels amazing. And your body is saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. Slowly releasing that twist. Left hand back to the mat. Left knee draws in towards the shoulder. One hand on either side of your foot. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, sweep it back. And extend left leg to the sky. Again, we can keep that left leg high, or you're welcome to release it down to down dog. Holding your down dog, grab a drink of water, or inhale it to high plank. Leg up or down. We've got 3. 1 push up. And again. 1 more if it's in there. Release your foot. Lift your hips to down dog. And gently alternate bending knees. Walk it out. Find your breath. Quiet it down. As you exhale, let both heels sink. We shift our weight to our left hand, right hand reaching across to the outside of that left leg, taking a hold of that leg anywhere you like. So really working to strengthen through that left arm. You'll feel those core muscles working. Find your breath. Releasing that right hand, shifting your weight to the right. Left hand reaching across to the outside of the right leg. Head's heavy, left arm is heavy. Just feel that extension through that right arm, through the shoulder, out through the sit bones. And release that left hand. Taking the gaze between your hands, walk, step, or hop to forward fold. Relaxing the weight of the upper body down. Soft bend in the knees. And let your head be heavy. Bring the hands to the elbows and hold on. And just gently sway side to side. Nice big deep breaths. We come back to center. Let's shift some weight forward into those toes, deepening that stretch through the hamstrings and the calves. Now shift your weight back to your heels. Can you lift your toes? And once again, weight back into those toes. And back to the heels, maybe lifting the toes. Then we come back to center. Relaxing the arms, ever so slowly roll yourself up. With a big shoulder roll at the top. Shoulders slide down and away. Let's do that one more time. Big shoulder roll. Up and back. Shoulders slide down and away. Bring the hands around behind your back. Interlace your fingers. All the fingers. Roll those shoulders. Take your gaze out in front. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, gently arch it back. Gaze to the sky. Reach your knuckles towards the floor. Actively lengthening those arms. Little back bend here. Inhale it up tall, core strong. We begin to hinge it forward. Hands just resting on the small of the back. Soft bend in those knees. Allow your head to be heavy. Now you might notice that the palms separate. You might notice that the shoulders are like, hey, I'm not quite ready for this. If that's the case, grab a strap, a towel, a belt. If it feels right to you, roll those shoulders up and back and lift those arms. Now if you're not quite able to keep those palms together, that's okay. If we need that strap or belt, that's okay. Give your head a little shake, yes or no. We have this tendency to kind of look forward with this. I want you to just keep your head loosey-goosey. Now the tummy and chest might be resting on your thighs. That's going to help alleviate some of that intensity through the backs of the legs. If it feels right to you, start to straighten your legs. Deepening that stretch for the hamstrings, the calves, definitely impacting that stretch for the shoulders and the chest. So just find that place that feels okay, where the body says yes and thank you. Slowly bring the hands to the small of the back. Lay them through the crown of the head, core strong. You can also just roll it back up if having that extension is too much load for the lower back. And then as you exhale, once again, let's arch it back. Open the chest to the heavens. Gaze to the sky. Reach those knuckles towards the floor. And inhale it up nice and tall. Release your hands. Big shoulder roll up and back. Turn the palms to the front. We're in mountain. Inhale, reach to the sky. Pull the hands to heart center. Rock back to your heels and bring your big toes to touch. Inhale, reach to the sky. Big circle of those arms to the back. As your hands press by your hips, sit to chair. Pull the hands to heart center. Now your chair might be a taller chair. Your chair might be a super low chair. But I want the chest lifted, weight in the heels, and all 10 toes lifting. Breathe. This is wonderful. Firing up those legs. Those big muscles in our body helping to build heat. Now keep the weight in the heels. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, extend the arms. And open the arms out to a nice wide V. Gaze to the sky. Inhale, reach to the sky. Weight still in those heels. Can you lift your toes? Sit back to chair. Again, inhale, reach to the sky. And as you exhale, open those arms to a nice wide V. Weight still in those heels. Can you lift your toes? Inhale, reach. And sit back to chair. Hold chair. Find a focal point out in front of you and shift your weight forward. Lifting those heels as high as you can get them. Now we're going to do our very best to stay on the balls of our feet and our toes. And we're going to lower. Now we're taking care of our knees. So if the knees aren't a big fan of bending super deep, don't ask them to. If there's pain involved, guys, we don't want to be there. We want to challenge ourselves, but we always want to be respectful and kind. Now staying on the balls of the feet as best you can. Use that focal point and slowly let's rise. I mean slowly. Take your time. Extending the arms to the sky. Reach as high as you can reach. Make yourself as long and as tall as you possibly can. Now stay on the balls of the feet and slowly lower those arms down by your sides. Breathe. Now slowly release those heels to the mat. Big toes are touching, heels separate. Inhale, reach to the sky. And as you exhale, hinge forward to airplane. Arms sweep back to flight. Crown of the head, pointing straight ahead. Rolling those shoulders back. Palms face the floor. Spread your fingers and reach. Find your breath. Now I want you to notice where your weight is in those feet. Mine's back in my heels. That's typically what happens. We want to center that weight. So feeling all 4 corners of your foot, inside and outside of the heel of your foot, inside and outside of the ball of your foot. Now rotate palms to the sky. Big circle of those arms overhead. Pull the hands to heart center. Now just bring those heels to touch so our feet are side by side. Inhale, reach to the sky. Interlace your fingers, all but the index finger and thumb. Inhale, reach. And as you exhale, lean to the right. Hips to the left. Squeeze those inner thighs and roll that left shoulder back and away. Now use that right hand to pull that left arm. You should feel this amazing stretch through the ribs, through the waist, through the shoulders. Inhale it up tall. And exhale, lean to the left. Hips to the right. Squeeze those inner thighs. Roll that right shoulder back. And now use that left arm to pull that right hand. Deepening that stretch. Breathe. Inhale it up tall. Pull the hands to heart center. Step your feet to hip width apart. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, swan dive to forward fold. Inhale up to monkey half lift. Exhale down, walk, step or hop to high plank. Toes or knees, crocodile down. Press it through, up dog. And exhale to down dog. And gently alternate bending knees, walk it out. Find your breath. We inhale up to the balls of the feet, and as you exhale, spin your heels out, turn your toes in, and then slowly let those heels sink towards the mat, creating a little bit of a pigeon-toed stance with your feet. Just a little different stretch through the outsides of the ankles, through those hamstrings, into those glutes, outside edge of your calf. Inhale, lift your heels, spin them back towards one another, and then as you exhale, let your heels gently sink. We inhale it to high plank, releasing the knees an inch from the floor. So with those hands forward slightly, it's a little more challenging for the shoulders. If you need to pull those hands back to underneath the shoulders, perfectly fine. Now extend those legs. And once again, bend the knees, just let them hover. So we're stretching the toes and the arches of the feet while we're really kicking in those core muscles and the shoulders. Can you lift out of those shoulders? Release the knees to the mat, untuck your toes, and walk your hands back so we find tabletop. Core is strong. We shift our weight to our left hand. Right arm extends to the sky. And as you exhale, sweep that right hand through. Shoulder to the floor, side of the head to the floor, just above your ear. Rotate your body and extend. Left arm to the sky. Reach it up as high as you can reach. Find your breath. As you exhale, slowly release that left hand down. Press it back up to tabletop. Center your weight. Core is strong. Now shift your weight to your right hand. Left arm extends to the sky. Reach up. And as you exhale, sweep that left hand through. Shoulder to the floor, side of the head to the floor, just above that ear. Rotate and extend. Right arm to the sky, reaching up. As high as you can reach. Stretching that entire spine. Wringing out negative energy. How high can you reach? Really working to stack those shoulders. Breathe. Exhale, slowly release that right hand down. Press it back up to tabletop. Center your weight. Core is strong. Take a big breath in to cow pose. Tummy towards the floor. Gaze and sit bones to the sky. Exhale, lift your spine. Hollow your tummy and chest. Tuck your chin. Tuck your tailbone. Inhale it back to cow. Exhale it to cat. One more time each direction. Inhale it to cow. Lift your gaze. Lift your sit bones. And exhale it to cat. And inhale it back to neutral. We're going to open up those knees just a little bit wider than the width of your mat. Now, if you prefer, you can turn so that your knees are on your mat. If you have, I always say in class, if you have pants on and you have a hardwood floor, it's actually helpful. But whatever you need to do, since you're at home, is it carpet? Is it hardwood floor? Is it tile? So whatever you like. We're going to open up those knees. And if you like, come down onto your forearms. You can stay up on the palms of the hands. We want to work to keep the knees and the hips right in line with one another. There's this tendency, your body is so smart, to find a way to make things easier. Oftentimes that means that your hips will shift forward or they'll sit back. We want to keep them in line with the knees. Breathe. And you just want to let gravity do the work. Now you can remain on your forearms, you can remain up on your hands, you can extend those arms out, but be mindful of what your hips are doing. So as you start to get too low, they will definitely shift on you. So for me, forearms is the perfect place to be. And we're just going to breathe. If you're like, I've been trying. So this is a very challenging pose for about 90% of the population. So getting into the hips and the groins, guys, not a fun place to be, but a very beneficial place. So keeping those hips limber and not too loose, but loose. Key. We keep those core muscles strong. One more good breath in and out. And we're going to lift those hips, draw those knees back in together, and sit it back to child's pose. Now you're going to feel like permanently separated just for a second, and then it'll go away. So just in child's pose. Nice big deep breaths. And let's extend one arm and then the other. I want you to reach out just as far as you can reach. I want you to spread your fingers wide, and I want there to be intention and intensity without tension through those arms, out through the fingertips. Now press your tailbone back towards your heels. So we get this long, beautiful stretch all the way through the side body. And let's slowly walk the hands up. If you need a little extra time in child's pose, take it. As we come around, we're going to extend that right leg off to the side. Left sole of the foot along the inner thigh. Breathe. Inhale, reach to the sky. And as you exhale, turn towards that right leg. Hinge it forward, reach it out. Relax the hands to the mat. Really work to rotate your upper body to get the tummy and chest to center over that right leg. It may or may not, but we're going to work to get it there. So as you add that rotation and you work to get the center of the tummy and chest, you're going to feel this really nice stretch all along that left side through the lower back. Into that left hip. Depending upon how tight you are, yep, hamstring and calf. Now either reaching out or walking those hands up, we rise. Releasing that right hand to the floor. You can hold onto your ankle, you can hold onto your knee, whatever feels good. Lift it and reach all the way over towards that right leg. Reaching towards those toes. Oh, you feel that stretch to the waist. All the way through the ribs. Find that breath. Inhale, both arms come up. Now release that left hand behind you. We're going to pull that left foot out and away from you just a bit because we're going to lift up onto the knee. Point your right toes. Extend your right arm. And let's lift. Open the chest. Lift the tummy. Little rotation as those shoulders aren't completely stacked, but so that you can reach as high as you can reach. And slowly release it back down. Sit up tall. Now we're going to switch to the other side. So that right foot comes in, left leg extends out. So that right foot's just kind of along the inner thigh. We inhale, reach to the sky, out of flex of that left foot, rotate towards that left leg, hinge it forward, working to place the center of the tummy and chest onto that left leg, hands to the floor, and then slowly just draw your nose towards your knee. Now you might notice that one side you can get a little bit more centered than the other. Again, it's all fine. It's about learning about yourself and learning where you hold your tension and learning how to let it go. Key. How to let it go. So the more tension, the more stress we hold in our bodies, guys, the less likely we are to have that really healthy life. We've got to let go of that negative energy. So much of it flying around in the universe right now. We've got to find a way to take care of ourselves and to bring that positive energy with us wherever we go. Definitely not more negative. Inhale, reach it out or walk those hands up. We come all the way back up. Releasing that left hand, you can hold again. Knee, ankle, shin, whatever feels good. Reach to the sky, and as you exhale, lean to the left. Reaching out towards those left toes. Rolling that right shoulder back. Find your breath. Just breathe. Soften the face. Wherever we are is where we are. No judgment, no criticism. Now inhale it back up. Release that right hand around behind you, kind of about hip height, whatever feels right. Now again, we're going to pull that right foot out and away from us just a little bit. We're going to point those left toes, reach to the sky, and lift. Opening the chest, opening the tummy, opening through those hips. Breathe as you reach. So reaching up as high as you can. Leaning on that right hand as much as you can to get as high as you're able. Find your breath. And slowly release it down. Releasing the hand. Bringing that left foot in. Crossing those legs. Inhale, reach to the sky. As you exhale, rotate to the right. Left hand to the top of the thigh. Right hand behind you to the floor. Lengthen and reach to the crown of the head. Turn your gaze out over that right shoulder.
If you like, wrap that right arm around the back. Can you find that left hip? Hold on to it if you can find it. Maybe the thigh. That's just going to encourage a deeper twist and give you a deeper stretch through the front of that right shoulder. Inhale, reach to the sky, turn back to face front. And as you exhale, turn to the left, right hand to the top of the thigh, left hand behind you to the floor, lengthen and reach to the crown of the head, and turn your gaze out over that back shoulder. Breathe. And if you like, circle that left arm around behind your back. Can you find that right thigh? Hold on to it if you can. Your hip. If you grab a hold of your shorts, whatever you need. Big deep breaths. Inhale, reach to the sky, turn back to face front. Exhale and release those hands down by your sides. Let's turn to the top of the mat and extend those legs out nice and long. Flex your feet. Inhale, reach to the sky. And exhale, lengthen and hinge it forward. Releasing your hands, relaxing the weight of the head. Nice, big, deep breaths. Just let gravity do the work here. If you need to soften those feet, soften those feet. If you can keep them flexed, keep them flexed. And just let yourself melt. It's so cool when you feel yourself melting. It's this release of tension. It's the muscles, tendons, ligaments lengthening in a healthy way. Not being forced. That's a great way to injure yourself. Just let it happen. Inhale, reach it out. Sit up nice and tall. Soften your feet, close your eyes, and as slow as you can, roll yourself back. Really take your time. And relax. Drawing your right knee in towards your chest, and then the left. Just let those knees come in. Arms extended out to a T, and just kind of notice what muscles come into play to keep those knees in. Can you just totally relax? It'd be kind of cool if you can. I can kind of relax, but not all the way. But if we bring the hands and interlace the fingers, kind of wrapping those arms around the outside edges of the knees, and then as we interlace those fingers and let the arms be heavy, that just pulls those knees in towards the chest and makes it easier to relax. So soften those shoulders and breathe. Releasing the hands, placing that left foot to the floor. Right foot crosses just above that left knee. Pull your knees in towards your chest. Reach that right hand through that little window and interlace your fingers behind your left thigh. Use the strength of the arms to pull those knees in. Draw the shoulder blades down towards the mat. A little love for that right hip. Our figure four stretch. We extend the left leg if you like, and flex your foot. Breathe. Once again, bending that left knee. Releasing the hands, left sole of the foot to the floor. Let's cross that right leg all the way over the left. Right arm extends out to a T, left hand to the top of the right knee, and just gently let both knees fall to the left. A controlled fall, if you will. And just let the knees be heavy. Let that arm be heavy. And if it feels okay to you, take your gaze out over that right arm. Close your eyes. And just breathe. Such a great pose. First thing in the morning, before you go to bed, literally anytime during the day. If you're feeling overwhelmed, frustrated, just any kind of negative energy, come here, close your eyes, breathe, and wring out that nasty stuff, stress, let it go. Releasing that left hand, slowly roll it back to center, placing that right foot to the floor, left foot crosses just above that right knee. We pull the knees in towards the chest, reaching that left hand through the little window. Interlace your fingers behind that right thigh and use the strength of your arms to pull those knees in. Great stretch, not only for your hip, but for that lower back. So we want to find that place that is not overwhelming, that is not too deep, where you're holding your breath, you're clenching your jaw, you're squeezing your eyes shut. If it's uncomfortable to the point beyond a good stretch, guys, your body will not let go. It'll just fight against it and stay tight. Extending that right leg if you like, flex your foot. So now we incorporate that right side through the hamstring, through the calf. Breathe. We bend the right knee, releasing the hands, right foot to the floor. We cross that left leg all the way over the right. Left arm extends out to a T, right hand to the outside of the left knee, and just gently guide both knees over to the right. So we're gonna let gravity take a hold of the weight of the legs. We're gonna let that right arm be heavy as well. That's just a little extra weight as well. We're gonna work to keep the shoulders to the floor and the chest open to the sky. Now, we take our gaze out over that left arm. So just a nice little release for the neck. Let the breath flow, steady and slow. So as we hold poses, guys, for several breaths, again, we're encouraging our body to realize that we are not going to ask too much of it. We are not going to force things to happen. We're going to use our breath to just let things happen as they're ready to. And some days they're ready and some days they're not. So no worries. It is what it is, what it is. Releasing that right hand, slowly roll it back to center. Placing that left foot to the floor, soles of the feet come together, hands rest on your hips as those knees open out nice and wide to recline butterfly. We're going to inhale, lifting the knees just slightly, sliding the outside edge of the foot forward, and then let those knees open out wide. Again, as you inhale, lift the knees just slightly, slide those toes towards the top of your mat, and then slowly let those knees open. So just finding that pace with your breath that works. As you inhale, lifting the knees, sliding those toes, and then as you exhale, allowing the knees to open out. And just notice as those legs get longer, does it get more intense? Does it get harder to get those knees out? Inhale one more time, lift the knees, slide those toes forward, and then let the knees open out wide. Last time, inhale, lift the knees. This time, extend those legs all the way out and just gently relax. Let your feet roll out as they wish. Now, if you prefer, and that butterfly pose felt pretty darn good, you can pull those heels back in, soles of the feet together. You're welcome to stay in corpse pose here with those legs out long. Perhaps you're better on your side, on your tummy, or up into a seated position. We want to find a comfortable place, wherever that is. Make the adjustments you need to make to find that place. Get all the wiggles out. Close your eyes. Find those big, full, deep breaths. Let the rest of the world go. We begin at the crown of the head, relaxing the scalp, softening the forehead, relaxing the eyes, letting go of any tension in the jaw. Feel your tongue gently fall away from the roof of your mouth. A little tuck of your chin towards your chest, releasing any tension that's hiding at the base of the head or the top of the neck. And as you exhale, that calm, gentle movement comes into the shoulders, the upper and middle back, down through the arms and out through the tips of the fingers. We pause momentarily at the chest, aware of the beat of our heart. Taking a moment full of gratitude and joy for each and every beat, a gift. Slowly moving through the torso down into the belly, pausing at the belly, aware of each rise and fall of your tummy with each breath you take. A calming, gentle wave with each breath. Slowly moving into the hips, letting go of tension, tightness throughout the hips, the lower back, the glutes. And that wave of calm washing through each leg and out through the tips of your toes. Completely relaxed. Aware of each breath. We give ourselves permission to gently step away from the rest of the world. To be present with our breath. To allow the breath to heal, to mend, to forgive. Relax. And just breathe. And slowly, gently, we begin to bring our awareness back to the world around us, to the weight of our body against the earth, to the sounds around us, all senses aware, alive. We wiggle our fingers and our toes. We breathe a little deeper. We stretch our limbs. Taking the time you need to, however it is right for you. Coming up to a seated position. Take your time. As you find that comfortable seated position, allow the hands to rest comfortably wherever you like. Sit up nice and tall. Feel that length in the spine. Close your eyes, relax your jaw, and take big, deep breaths. And as we bring our practice to a close, I always like to finish with a few words. Always something that you can take with you or let float by. Take the power within you to create something beautiful around you. Let's gently open the eyes. Take a big breath in, reach to the sky, and exhale, thumbs to heart center. As always, you guys, it's an honor and a privilege. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with me today. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Be well, stay safe, stay kind, stay active. Keep taking care of yourself, you guys, and share that love, that positive energy with the rest of the world. Goodness knows that we need to send more of that out. So be well, take care, and until the next time, namaste.